More on this, let's bring in our money man, America's accounting professor at Montclair State University, Dan Geltrude. Dan, who is in studio with us. Dan, so great to see you.
Great to be here.
I have to point out, though, because last time you were here, you had some pretty cool shoes.
Right.
And you promised me you were going to take it up a notch.
Right.
So if we can,
I felt like I was going to try to
These are great.
Do myself
Look at the
here.
spikes.
Well,
I
mean, are they spikes, or would you say they're studs?
Oh, they're
to
kind of like gems or studs. Yes.
Studs on a stud. All right, just saying.
I love it.
Just saying.
You're getting into the holiday spirit. The
yes.
red. We're getting ready. All right. So the interest rates, they're saying, aren't going to go up. People have said they are. I think Seth Denson has said yes, but you disagree.
Right.
Why?
Well, I don't always agree with Seth, and because he's not always right. So as far as interest rates go, here's what we have to look at. The big issue that we have right now is inflation.
Right.
And the way that you fight inflation is raising interest rates. Now, Jerome Powell is not going to do that, and I'll tell you why. Is because of the impact it'll have on the stock market.
Okay.
It presumably will have a negative impact. And if that happens, remember, he's up for reappointment. He doesn't want to rock the boat. So that's what I think is the issue. But I think we have to look at interest rates coming up.
So he doesn't want to rock the boat. If you were in his position, would you raise interest rates, or would you?
Well, it's a tough call, so it's easy to sit back and be Monday morning quarterback with Jay Powell. So I would personally take a harder look at the tapering, which they're starting to do, but very, very small. So I would look at the tapering, and I would be giving stronger consideration to an interest rate increase.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people, because Janet Yellen, didn't she come out a couple of months ago and say, well, yeah, we're probably going to raise interest rates?
Yeah, and what happens? Everybody starts going crazy about how is this going to impact the stock market. So everybody is paying attention to the stock market. We've gotten very spoiled that other than the pandemic, the stock market is just automatically going to go up. But if we start moving interest rates up, you're going to see the stock market start to slow down in its growth. And, well, nobody wants to see that.
No, nobody does. Let's talk about Tuesday's election. So a lot of people, some, weren't surprised what happened. What does this mean from a financial standpoint? What do you think?
Well, what you would have thought once the election was going down a path where it seemed like there was a strong message being sent by the voters to say, well, maybe people in Congress will actually pay attention. That's not going to happen. As we see in Congress right now, it is full steam ahead on infrastructure and Build Back Better, which means that the Democrats are signaling we're probably going to take a shellacking in the midterm elections. We must pass these bills now, or we're never going to get them done.
But, President Biden says, no, this isn't going to cost us anything. But isn't it going to cost us? Or not us, maybe our kids, our grandkids,
Well, no, it's going to cost us. I mean, it is completely disingenuous for the president to be in any way signaling there's no cost, it's going to be fully paid for. Well, if it's fully paid for, we're paying for it. The government doesn't make money. They take money from taxpayers. So we're paying for it. So to say it's at no cost is trying to give people the impression it doesn't cost anything. It always costs something.
Okay. So speaking of costs, the job market report came out yesterday. So unemployment rate fell to 4.6%.
Right.
U.S. employers increase their hiring. What is this telling you?
Well, on the surface, right, we say, okay, this is good news, 530 jobs. Well, they use that word created or new jobs.
Yeah, what does that really mean?
Well, that really means is all we're doing is bringing back the jobs we had lost because of the pandemic. So that is not job creation. Yeah. So let's be clear about that. But look, it was good news. But the other side is, why is unemployment still so high? It was only down 0.2 of a point when you have almost 8 million people still collecting unemployment.
Right.
There's so many jobs out there. That means that there's a policy problem to get people back to work.
Yeah, and businesses still struggling because they can't afford to hire what people want. So
exactly. Yeah. And even though people are making more money, that dirty I word, inflation, outpacing wage inflation.
Yeah, no, I know. We're seeing it. We're seeing it on the shelves. All right. Dan Geltrude, so good to see you. We're going to have you on in the next hour. We appreciate it. I love the shoes. All right.